Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to start by introducing the project. Like basically, we went for a low carbon energy construction as was given in the brief, and just slide is not changing. Yes, okay. So first we will start with an introduction to the concept. Then there will be a site context, the developments that we're going to propose on the site, the working drawings that we were able to like make in this time. Then we will give a idea of the materials we're thinking of using, a timeline, and there will be visual renders of the components that we'll be using. Okay, so firstly, I would like to introduce the design concept. Ma'am, the site that we took was the DAP canteen site. Okay, like as you remember, there are a lot of like structures on that site which are previously there or which were
Achha,
made by the
so let's say that you're presenting to everyone, okay?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
your, so you can use dear friends, then saying madam.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Okay, so it's been presented to all 35 people here already.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. So, within the space that we are going to use, like first I'll show a few photographs. So these are the photographs of the space that we took. This space is like behind the DAP. This is the DAP canteen area. And one of the major things that we played in this space were the already existing structures. So these structures were constructed by the bachelor students for their workshops and for other means. So we made good use of these structures in our design. Like that's what I can say. Our design concept revolves around this only, the revitalization and recreating the past of this space. So the DAP canteen has existed in our area for a very long time. It is one of the places that has brought people together. Like when we talk to the students about how they feel about that area, so a lot of students said that like few of their fondest memories are in that space. Like they used to feed birds in that area, they used to sit together and talk with their batchmates or with people from other batches. So like we kind of played on those memories. So with this space, there are two things we're going to revitalize: the physical revitalization of the structures that have been abandoned, as can be seen in this image. And then there is going to be a mental revitalization of the memories that lead people to this space. So basically our whole concept revolves around sorry, about the revival of this space. Okay, so like to encompass it in just one statement, we are not revitalizing only the dilapidated structures, but also the memories that students have of that space. Okay, so coming on to the site context, like I will just zoom in on the image. As we can see, the site is directly accessible by the road. The site is located along the architecture and planning department, and it's located really close to a few of the faculty cabins as well, which we have taken as a consideration into our design, as will be further explained by. Yes. Okay, so I think I will give the mic to the bachelor students, ma'am, from here.
Uh, Good evening, everyone. So, like this image explains, like we have tried to take into the major considerations of, as mentioned, like Dhruv sir said, the faculty offices are there, so we could not make it a space for more noisy activities, like maybe playing or something, and then so we chose to like stick with quieter activities which could be conducted there. Then as for sunlight, there was enough. This place receives enough sunlight, though in the morning time the sun hardly reaches because of the geotechnical department and the trees. But in the afternoon there is enough sunlight, and then like the means of other thing, one of the major problems we faced was this is a very long, like it's a very long piece of land which is accessible only by like the road, and the access is pretty small and very unidirectional, so we could not play with that. Then there were a lot of plants, which is good in the sense that it gives a very greenery type of feeling to the place, but also it also attracts a lot of insects and mosquitoes, etc. Then the other problem was the rainwater collection, because it's a very like it collects as a pool, the water, whenever it rains, due to the like there is the rainwater channels have been all clogged up. Next slide. So this is like overall proposed developments which we are like proposing. We will further explain them in detail, but overall we try to separate it into like 5 parts. First one is there is a sculpture there which we try to like, which could be like enlightened properly with lights, etc., so it looks attractive. And there are seatings there, so which they could be like equipped with switchboards and Wi-Fi, etc., so that people can actually sit there and work, which people already do, but it could be done in a better way. And then there is another shaded area which was a very questionable, which was a point of very much discussion because we did not know what to do. It's very small. We could not exactly place chairs and tables there because it would be kind of very much crumpled up. But so what we tried to do was like we could make murals on the floor, or maybe hopscotch painting, so that people can go and do something fun instead of like properly sitting. I mean, there are many seating places already, so we tried to do that. Then there were 2 structures which were there. One of them which was in a very bad condition, and the other one which was structurally pretty sound, only it was kind of abandoned. So the abandoned that pergola thing which I think our seniors made, that we tried to convert it into a like open book exchange kind of place where people could come and keep their books and could take the books which they wanted. It's like a on a voluntary basis, and there were seatings around it, so that it would not, the activity would also not create a lot of sound which would affect the faculties there, and at the same time be useful as well. The shaded pavilion could the bamboo structure could be used for like as a workshop, as a semi-open workshop for the students.
Also, as we can see that like if we go like from starting of the road, then we go towards the inside, like towards the end of the entire space which we have chosen. So it just proceeds into a space that is more quieter. Like from initially there is a canteen area which is like the maximum interaction would be happening there. So there would be seating and like continuous seating is already provided there. So we have used it and revitalized it. And then as we approach towards the center, then there's this library, and then at the like proper end, like at the center, there are more important offices like of the HOD, and also like two offices are already there. Where we have placed the open book pavilion, and at the end there are washrooms and one lecture hall. So towards that we have created the workshop place, just to like indicate that it is an educational area. And then we proceeding towards like this is the area near the canteen, and between the canteen and the pavilion which we have provided, the open book pavilion. So a brick pathway would be laid, and here is a detailed drawing which we have proposed for the pathway, and it would be a very organic, it would be a very organic form in which we have laid it down. And yes, so it would be made out of used bricks and used granite pavers. Next. We have proposed actually 3 water features in our design. So first of all, in the left, these are actually the bamboo pipes which will be hanging from the like it could be connected from the wall, which is like the department's wall. This is the department's wall, and alongside this there would be bamboo pipes which would be bringing the condensate water from the air conditioners from the above floor, as well as from the floor, as well as from the ground floor, and they would be like dripping all the water in the planters which are provided just near the walls. And the planters would be actually covered with Gabion wall, which is actually like a metal mesh has been would be created, and it would be filled with stones, and in that the plants would be kept, and the plants we have kept are also mosquito repellent like marigold and rosemary. And apart from that, the second feature is in the right. This is a static water feature, so we'll be digging up a shallow space, which is in this form already, as shown in the render. So it would be filled with some pebbles and 2 or 3 inches of water. Stagnant water would be placed here, and this is just for show, and like it provides a very calming effect for the users, and it is kept near the seating spaces which are provided near the library. And then there is a, at the bottom, as we can see, there is a dynamic water feature which is basically inspired by Japanese Zen gardens, and it would be made out of bamboo, certain joineries of bamboo, and it would be an entirely DIY project. Next. Soma, continue.
The book pavilion is just like we already mentioned about like it's a self-made shelf which could be made, and then it's just a book like on a voluntary basis people can come and then read and then keep it back. Then there is the mobile seating, which could be like made by discarded tires, used tires, etc. And the tires would be like covered with using waste nylon rope netting. These are all like do-it-yourself projects which could be done by the students themselves. So yes.
And at the end of the slide, there was a very old OET type of structure which was contoured and it was elevated. So we decided to make sitting spaces for people, and we wanted the site to be like evenly vibrant. We don't want that here one side it is more interactive and other it's silent. We wanted the whole site to be totally interactive. So that's why we created this sitting spaces, which is the shape you can see is made up of the water feature that you saw earlier in the slide. It's made the sitting is entirely made with those shapes, and the base of this is made up of like plastic bottles filled with sand and waste materials, and then it is cladded with stones, and then above that bricks are laid in normal fashion. And also there's a fireplace that you can see, wall of fame.
So currently there is a net. There's a not a very dense net. There's a net separating the geotechnical department's lawn with ours. So the geotechnical department basically has the their experimentation materials there, which includes like a lot of dust inducing materials. There are bricks, etc., tiles, which because of which a lot of dust also comes over to our lawn. So having a bamboo cladding will just stop that. At the same time, this could be used as a display area where our projects, etc., could be displayed. And so we have made like a small shaded shade which could prevent the direct water, but yes, it could not be used if the display would get bad if it's kept outside in the rainy season, because there's a lot of humidity and etc. But other than that, it can be used as a display area, and everyone comes there, so it's quite visible. And there is a there's a tree near the library pergola thing where we could make these patterns with stone, which would look very attractive. And like Krati had already mentioned, these Gabion wall planters, which could be placed anywhere. Next. So the material. Okay. So basically we were thinking of using hemp ropes, bamboo, bricks, like most of the materials which are already found there for our project. I mean, these are some of the reasons why we were like choosing these materials. Next slide. Yeah, and these are the mosquito repellent plants which we looked over for so that at least we can reduce some of the mosquito and other pest problems. Next. This is the estimation. I mean, we could not exactly calculate the amount of materials required. So we just wrote the quantity and like for the price of like units which could be found in market. Next.
Okay, so coming on to the human resources, ma'am, like we actually will be needing laborers to construct the contoured structure which is located in the end side of our site. So laborers would be needed for the heavy lifting and creating the permanent structures. But one of the things that we came up with as part of our concept was that we will like every architecture and planning department student who's currently there in the campus to be a part of this project, because we feel like it will create a sense of ownership among the student for this space. And along with that, we will also propose that any workshop activities or anything that the students create will be added to this space from time to time so that it doesn't get stale and the students keep on maintaining it moving forward in time as well. Okay. Then coming on to the timeline, this is a rough timeline that we have proposed as of now. So according to this timeline, the project finishes by 15th February, which is our final milestone. And then I think to summarize our entire project, we would like to play with we would like to revive that complete place. We are using all the material, all the recyclable materials and the already available structures that are there on the site. So this is how we propose to redevelop the space. And in the end, ma'am, I will like to give a shout out to all the students who helped in developing this project. And Giyat sir, I would like to thank him for introducing us to the materials, helping us with a few details. Then there's Kunal who did all the surveys and everything. And a special shout out to the team leaders Soma and Kriti and Suyash who did all the heavy stuff with all the renders and modeling and everything. So
we join you in the shout out.
Sorry, ma'am.
We are joining you in the shout out. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So the juniors and everyone they helped us and worked very hard on this, ma'am. So that is where I will like to end the slide. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. 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 Well done. Very well done. So we'll go to next one, and then we are reserving all the comments and compliments. Very good. Well done, all of you. So we can give a round of applause. Everyone can give. We are can we hear with the mic on, the clapping? Well done, well done. So proud of you guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
बांग्लादेश 8 तारीख को खत्म करने बोल रहा है. 15 पे एग्री नहीं कर रहा है. ठीक है, चलो. We'll see.
It was actually a very rough timeline. We will modify it accordingly, whatever.
That's fine. That's
during
fine.
the work phase.
So team 2, group 2 can go.
Yes, we are presenting.